Okay, my clock says 7. We will go ahead and start the meeting with the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I appreciate everybody joining us on this special meeting. There's John. Howdy, sir. We just got started. We just did the pledge, so you don't even have to try to stand up. So the reason for this meeting tonight is that we thought we were all set with the water tank. We sent everything into rural development, and then she responded with a bunch of new or previously unknown requirements that we had before they could send it down to the federal level. Once it goes down to the federal level, it's going to take another month before we get our go-ahead. So I didn't want to wait on this for fear that we weren't on this construction issue. So the resolution that we need to pass tonight is simply a modification of the budget that was set up, at this point, 18 months ago or so. It's all stuff that we've already talked about, but we need to actually pass it in a resolution form before rural development will accept it. So what it boils down to is that because we're borrowing more money, our short-term interest on our bands, they're estimating is going to increase from 13,560 to 41,625. Our land rights of way, because we did the purchase through the general fund, so it's town-owned, decreases from $10,000 to $1,600. Single audit estimate was 6,000, but when we actually got the quote back from Freed Maxic, it was 16,525. I was actually able to push that off until next year because there are limits that trigger that, and this year we won't be spending enough money to trigger that. So we will thankfully still be able to get a much more affordable audit. We'll only have to pay for the expensive one once. And then lastly, at the advice of either MRB or Labella, they increased the miscellaneous line of the budget from 1,165 up to 2,000. And so we have a resolution that states that we accepted the budget, and whereas the costs currently anticipated for short-term miscellaneous and expenditures are different than the amounts, be it resolved that we authorize those following budget changes with a corresponding adjustment to the contingency. So does anybody have any questions regarding those changes? Jim, you're good?
I'm good.
I'm good.
We lost John. Let's hold on a minute and see if John pops back in. And if he does, then we'll vote on it. The only other order of business that we had tonight, Jamie called me last week, and our pile of yard waste down there by the library has kind of swollen out of control. A year and a half ago to 2 years ago, it was a problem with Joel, and Joel was working with the DEC to try to burn the thing up because we didn't know what to do with it. At this point, the whole inside of that pile has composted down, and we're afraid if we try to burn that thing, we're gonna fog out the entire hamlet with, smutty, yucky smoke. And so Jamie is still scrambling, trying to figure out what to do with this thing, but he wanted to know if the board would be amenable to the idea of stopping collection of yard waste until we get figured out what the heck to do with what we've got.
Sounds like you're gonna have to.
Yeah, I think so. Did anybody have any, qualms with hitting pause on that service until we get it straightened out?
I don't know what you're going to do with it as a question.
I don't either. But we're trying to figure it out. We're hoping that maybe we can get the go ahead to dump it along the creek bank there out behind the sewer plant. But, being the way that DEC is about creeks, we're not just going to go ahead and do that. We're going to wait till we get told that it's okay. The only other thing I can think of is if we could, scoop it up and ship it out to the old dump or something. But, logistically, it's not the easiest thing to scoop up all those branches and everything either. So we're just trying to figure it out without letting the pile get any bigger. So, John, do you have any questions or thoughts about the yard waste?
I don't have an easy answer, no.
Come on, that's what we need. Okay, were you able to hear what the resolution was for the budget modifications on the water tank?
I did hear that, yes.
You did hear them?
Yes.
Okay, do
Can
you have
hear me
any?
okay?
Yeah, do you have any questions or concerns about those, about passing that resolution to accept the modifications?
No, sounds good to me.
Okay, then I will make a motion that we accept the budget modifications for the water tower. Is there a second for that?
Yes, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. With your guys' say so, I don't even think we need to make a resolution on the yard waste. Jamie and I will work on it. If anybody gets any bright ideas on it, let me know. We'll just work on that. So for information today, we had 2 items. The first one is chips. We got our check for chips. So 103,000 and whatever. That's in hand. It doesn't include the EWR or the Pave New York. So we're still waiting on that. And I will let you know as that transpires, but we've got the bulk of it in the bank account. So that's good news. Happy to see that. And it was a full amount. The
Good.
other item is that we received our monthly phone bill and it's more than doubled. And Cindy called them about it. And it turns out that they did an audit and found out that they haven't been billing us properly for our voicemail. So we're getting back charged on the current month, as well as going forward, it looks like our bill is going to double from Frontier. So Cindy and I have been looking into potential other phone service options so that we don't have to, pay twice for what we were getting all along. And we did get a quote that I sent out, but I don't think it's necessarily a panacea in and of itself. The setup for that was going to be $1,500. And then it looks like the monthly charges are about $220, as opposed to, we believe our new monthly Frontier bill is going to be over $300. So it would be less, but I want to look into it more. I don't really feel like pulling the trigger on it without fully doing homework is good, because that's a voice over IP. So we still need our internet connection, and we've kind of batted around the idea of switching over to Spectrum anyways, because the Frontier internet connection at Town Hall is really bad. So if it's okay with all of you guys, I think I'm going to do some more digging on that, and I'll present you with more information at a later time. Anybody have any thoughts on that one?
Sounds like a good thing to do.
Okay, and that's all I have on my agenda. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to add? Nope.
Nope.
Okay, well, short and sweet. That's what we like. Okay, is there a motion to close the meeting at 7:08 p.m.?
So moved.
All in favor?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Bye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. I'm sorry to, have to do this, but there was not really any way around it. So
Thank you.
have a great night, everybody.
You
You too.
too.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.